So hi children, in the previous video we discussed about that trapezium and its properties. No? So now in this video we are going to discuss about that the first type of quadrilateral from that two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So what is that first type of quadrilateral here? Yes, that is nothing but a parallelogram. That is a parallelogram. Okay, so here what is the shape of that parallelogram? This one only, no parallelogram here. Here two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Okay, so here the parallelogram is its name is ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay children, so what about that parallelogram definition? In a quadrilateral, here two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. In a quadrilateral, two pairs or both sides, both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Okay, then we will call that quadrilateral as a parallelogram. Okay, so trapezium means only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, we said. So here two pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then we will call that quadrilateral as a parallelogram. So here what is that parallelogram? What is the name of that parallelogram we written here? That is ABCD. Okay, so what is that parallelogram? That is ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, how we can say that ABCD is a parallelogram? So according to the definition, what is that? Both pairs of opposite sides. Okay, those two pairs also parallel. Then only we are saying that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. No, so here what is that one of the side? AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. Okay, so here two pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then only here ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay children, so this is the definition about that parallelogram. Now here properties of parallelogram. So here properties. So here the first property of a parallelogram is opposite sides are parallel. No, opposite sides are parallel, and next one is opposite sides are equal. So first one is opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. So this is the first property. Next one, opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal means are of equal length. So opposite sides are equal. Okay, so this is about that sides. Now related to that angles. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Okay, next the sum of adjacent angles. The sum of adjacent angles is supplementary. Okay, this is another property. Next, I will explain you that each and every property just to see that what are the properties. Okay, so the next one is each diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Two congruent triangles. Okay children, so next we have that another property, that is diagonals are bisect each other. Okay, so we have that how many properties? Totally 6 properties are there. See that the first one is opposite sides are parallel. So opposite sides are parallel means the first property related to opposite sides are parallel. So here just observe that ABCD parallelogram, and here I will write that each and every property, that explanation I will give you here. So listen carefully. Here I am going to draw that parallelogram. Okay, so in a parallelogram ABCD, the first property is here opposite sides are parallel. So AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. Okay, so that is that first property. And the next one, opposite sides are equal. So opposite sides are equal means here AB is equals to what length they given. So as it is here CD is equals to same length. Okay, so here AB is equals to CD. The next point is AB length is equals to DC, as well as AD is equals to BC. Okay, that is that second property. What is that second one? Opposite sides are equal. So here AB is equals to DC and AD is equals to BC. Is it clear? Next, the third one, opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal means, so in a quadrilateral, what are the opposite angles here? Opposite angles means non-adjacent angles only, we will call them as opposite angles. So here non-adjacent angles are A and C, B and D. So here angle A is equals to angle C, as well as angle B is equals to angle D. Okay, so that is that third property. Next one, fourth one is the sum of adjacent angles is supplementary. The sum of adjacent angles is supplementary. So here adjacent angles means angle A plus angle B, or angle A plus angle D, or angle D plus angle C, angle C plus angle B. Okay, so you can take that any two adjacent angles, the sum of any two adjacent angles is supplementary. So here we can say that angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degrees, or else angle A plus angle D is equals to 180 degrees. And in the same way, angle D plus angle C is equals to 180, or angle C plus angle B is equals to 180. And in the same way, angle A plus angle B, already we written, no? So the sum of any two adjacent angles of a parallelogram is supplementary. Okay, supplementary is nothing but 180 degrees. Okay, children. So next one is each diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Divides it into two congruent triangles. So children, about that congruent triangles we discussed about in that triangles concept, no? So here congruent triangles means having that same size and same shape, then only we will call them as congruent figures. So here already they said that triangles. So those two triangles are having that same shape, as well as those two are of equal size. Okay, so here, so I am going to take that BD is a diagonal. BD is a diagonal. So here ABD is congruent to CDB. Okay, so those two triangles are congruent triangles. So this diagonal divides that these two triangles. Okay, these two are of equal size and equal shape. That's why we can say that each diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Is it clear, children? And the last point is diagonals are bisect each other. So diagonals are bisect each other means we know that in a quadrilateral we have that two diagonals. So and in the same way in that parallelogram also we have that two diagonals only, no? So one is BD, another one is AC. Another one is AC. Those two also intersect at the point O. Those two also intersects at the point O. Now here they are saying that diagonals are bisect each other. Bisect each other means AC diagonal divides that BD diagonal into two equal parts. Again I am saying AC diagonal divides that BD diagonal into two equal parts, and in the same way the diagonal BD divides that AC, divides that the diagonal AC into two equal parts, into two equal parts. So bisect means it divides exactly into two equal parts only, no? So that's what they are saying in this point. So according to this one, how we can write? AO is equals to OC. AO is equals to OC. And in the same way, BO is equals to OD. BO is equals to OD. Is it clear? So here these 6 points are there related to that properties of a parallelogram. Now we have that converse properties also there. Converse properties means actually here we taken in a parallelogram ABCD. In a parallelogram we have that these all properties are there, we are saying. So it's a converse means what we have to check. Okay, what we have to see in that quadrilateral, just only one of the quadrilateral they given to you, they will ask you that is it a parallelogram or not. So how you can check that? Directly I am saying that directly I will give you that it is a parallelogram. Okay, I am only saying that it is a parallelogram. Then you know that the properties are what properties are there to that parallelogram, you will write that. Now my question is, I will give you that one of the quadrilateral. Just you have to say that it is a parallelogram or not. Okay, then how you can conclude that it is a quadrilateral, so it is a parallelogram or not? Just we have to check that it's a converse properties. What are those? Here you don't know that that is a parallelogram. So how you can say that? If that opposite sides of a quadrilateral are parallel. Okay, in a parallelogram opposite sides are parallel, we know that. Now in a quadrilateral, if that opposite sides are parallel, then it is a parallelogram. Is it clear? If that is a quadrilateral, if in that quadrilateral both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then we can say that is a parallelogram. Okay, next thing. In a quadrilateral, opposite sides are of equal length, then also we can say that that is a parallelogram. Okay, and the next point, here what points they given? Directly they given related to parallelogram. Just I am changing this one related to quadrilateral. Okay, just we have to show that is a parallelogram. So here, if that in a quadrilateral, if opposite angles are equal, then that is a parallelogram. Okay, and come to this one. The sum of adjacent angles of a quadrilateral is supplementary. If the sum of adjacent angles of a quadrilateral is supplementary, then we will call that quadrilateral as a parallelogram. Okay, and that next fifth point is, if in a quadrilateral each diagonal divides that quadrilateral into two congruent triangles, then we will call that quadrilateral as a parallelogram. Okay, and come to that last point, diagonals are bisect each other here. So in a quadrilateral, if the diagonals are bisect each other, then we can say that quadrilateral as a parallelogram. Okay, so here we discussed that 6 points, and converse also 6 points, but here these 6 points directly we are saying, here we know that ABCD is a parallelogram. Next converse means just we have to conclude that it is a parallelogram or not. Okay, then what we have to check? Those all also related to that properties only. So first you have to read that properties of a parallelogram. Not only parallelogram, you have to read that each and every property of each and every quadrilateral. Okay, so that related to that properties only you have that problems. Okay, now so if you want to do that problems, then first you have to learn that what are the properties. Mostly depends on the properties only. Okay, and why? Because in the properties we are saying that definition also, no? Okay, so that's why here first read that properties carefully. And one more thing is, out of that all the types of quadrilaterals, one of the most important type of quadrilateral is there, that is nothing but a parallelogram. Okay, so on that parallelogram we have that number of questions as well as some proofs also there. So in that next classes we will discuss about that. Okay children, so here in this video we discussed about that parallelogram and its properties and its converse properties also we discussed. Okay, so after this one, in that synopsis, after this video we will discuss about that rectangle and its properties. Okay, after that rectangle we will discuss about that rhombus. Why madam this one we have to read in order means rectangle and rhombus, those two related to that parallelogram. So that's why here I am saying that first read that properties of a parallelogram properly. Okay, then only you can understand about that rectangle and rhombus. After completion of those two, again next in that flow chart I drawn that square, no, so that square property is also related to that parallelogram. Okay, so first you have to read that the properties of parallelogram. Okay children, so next again we will meet with, after the completion of worksheet, next we will meet with the rectangle. Okay.